Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. Today, I'm here with Taylor Moody from Taysgreenlife. Glad to have you with us tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Nice. Okay, so first thing I want to do is just ask a little bit about you and how you came to into working with candles, because that's going to be our main focus. We're going to touch on a lot of different things that you do as an artist,
Okay.
but tell us about how you came into working with candles.
Honestly, it was a hobby. It was mostly like cause I'm a green witch, so I like to practice witchcraft with herbs. I like to heal with it, and I decided to make a business off of it. I also, in the midst of growing things, is when I started to decide that I was able to make candles with the things that I grow. Because I want to heal people with the energy that I provide.
Okay, so it's like on the metaphysical side.
hmm
Okay. What can you tell me about the garnishes in? Well, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but the garnishes in this can. The In Love Buy One, purple is sleepy time treats, lack of sleep. Can you tell me a little bit about what's in them?
All right, so the first one there is a sleepy time one. It's purple. It's purple and green. What I did with it is I put chamomile, lavender, and sage. It's to help you sleep and relax. So when you light it when you're not able to like relax to go to bed. You have the green one, which is the protection, which has rose and sage and clove in it. And then the red ones is anti-stress. So these are herbs that help with stress, like violet, lavender, and sage, and it's the color red.
Okay. Well, so I mean, this might be a silly question, but is this like the equivalent of, say, burning sage in your home, like as a cleansing?
Yes. All these herbs that I've put in the candles all represent that one thing. Like the sleepy time is all things that help you relax to go to bed. The protection has a lot of sage in it, so it cleanses your home, which is good for when you're like moving into a new area or you're just stressed out and just feel like you need to clean your space. And then the protection is, against negative energy, anything like if people have like ill will against you, that's what the protection is. And then the anti-stress, obviously, is herbs that help you out, relax you, make it a little bit easier instead of just, sitting in your anxiety and your stress and all that.
Okay, and are these candles also available on your website?
Yes, I have these three candles. Normally my protection sleepy time is a top seller. I do have, you can get a custom one with a sigil, so anything that you want. You have the large, the medium, and the small. I also have tea tree. I could get like samples out if needed, so people can test them out. My wax is soy. All the herbs are homegrown. I get a lot of stuff from Amazon, like the molds and stuff, and jars. They're in like little black mason jars. I have one right here. It's labeled. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay. I had your website pulled up. You show it now. Show it now.
Okay, so
show it now.
you got the little TGL, which is Taysgreenlife.
Very excellent.
I could show the sizes. I didn't.
Can you show
So
us the side of your?
Yeah. I don't know if you could see it.
Yeah. Now that you're like super close, we can see it. the stress relief's very prominent, but the Taysgreenlife kind of blended a little bit. You probably just needed some light behind it.
Yeah, I have other colors. I mean, most of my jars are black. This one that I have right here, this is what they look like, and then you have like the top, which is like bamboo. So I have that one, and then I also have like glass jars. If people want to have the mason jar after for their own spells and their own like candles and stuff. And then I have like stuff like this, which is just the bare one, which you can use for spells. This one right here is lavender, and purple normally means like protection and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it literally smells like lavender too.
Those are the most common that I see when I go into like spiritual shops and things like that. I see the uncased ones. Is there a difference as far as the ones with a holder and the ones without? Like ones,
Um,
yeah.
I don't think there's really a difference. Um, because I mean they're just custom to the same size. Like both of them are the same size. One's just black and made out of different material, and this is also made out of glass.
Oh,
With the actual
um,
lid.
I'm sorry. Maybe I wasn't
No,
clear.
no.
I meant the ones like, okay, so the jar and the black one have a case, but the one that you showed me a second ago was all wax.
Yeah, they're only these sizes.
Okay.
The 4
Um,
ounce one. This one's a little bit smaller than this one. This is one I consider my small, and this one's more of my medium. If it helps out.
okay. How did you come up with the Taysgreenlife name, and how does it relate to the work you do?
Um,
Kind of sounds like a silly question. You answered part of it already.
so I practice green magic, which is I grow with Mother Earth. I supply Mother Earth with the seeds to grow nutrients and healing properties. So the green is, you know, what I represent, and then obviously Tay, and then I make being healthy and using herbs every day. So it's something that I do every day as a person. I use lavender for a lot of things. I use a lot of oils to get through my day. And I believe that people, you know, can use them as well, you know, to heal them and get through their day. And that's what I want to do.
Okay, excellent. So you wanna bring a little bit of your vibrations to the people who kind of
Yes.
interact with your work.
hmm
Who are a few of your influences, and how did they inspire you to do the work that you do?
So I grew up, my mom is an influence. She was really big into the crafts and stuff. So like a lot of the crafting that I'm starting to learn how to do is because of her growing up with it. My great grandma, she had like huge gardens. Like that was her mission in life, was to have beautiful gardens with hummingbirds. Um, and I think just the way I live my life too, like seeing like, because I mean, you know, witchcraft is a new movement, you know, everyone's open to it, everyone's doing the same thing, so it's good to go out and like explore and like meet other witches. So like there's a woman I grew up with, her name's Wendy. She's a witch. She does tarot cards. She grows her own vegetables and cans them, and like she's really dope. So I've had really strong like women influences in everything.
Okay. No, my grandma did a lot of farming too, so trust me when I say I know what it's like to have your hands in
hmm
the dirt. I mean, it's a very humbling
Yes.
experience. Like you don't know who you are till you're sweating out there in the dirt.
Yeah, and it's healing. It's good for you. It's good to have hobbies and stuff like that. And I think other people should, you know, jump into hobbies like this too. Because we don't know where we're gonna be in the next couple years. So like it's good to know how to like grow things. Because you know that's what our ancestors did, and we should all, you know, contribute to the earth as well.
Okay, I was reading somewhere that it was saying that it's actually really good for your body to walk on dirt barefooted.
Yes.
It's something about the electrons in your body. I terrible memory. I'm sorry, but
It's called grounding. That's what it is in like
exactly.
witchcraft.
Yeah.
And you walk barefoot and you take in all the nutrients. Like especially after it rains. That's one of my favorite things to do. It's cold right now, so I haven't been able to do it. But yeah, when it gets a little bit warmer, I'll be able to do it as well.
Okay. Okay. I noticed in your bio it says that you're a part-time model as well. How's that going? And is it one of your main focuses or more of a hobby for you?
My candles is my main focus. Starting this business with candles, the modeling is mostly for Instagram. You know, I'm trying to get a following, and I also, you know, am helping out my friend Mackenzie with his photograph company too. So I kind of come up with the ideas, and he just does the photos, and it helps both of our businesses.
Okay, so
Um,
it's more for networking.
yeah, it's all networking and try to get. I know it's like sounds very vague, but try to get a little bit more attention. And with that attention, it brings in more, you know, people looking at stuff, like people around the world, you know. Because I live in Richmond, Virginia, so I don't want to just be in Richmond, Virginia. I want to be like all over. So having an Instagram and a social media following has been able to help me, reach further people.
Yeah, and people don't understand, like, it's not easy nowadays in a era of social media and influencers and large internet presences that it's hard to not be drowned out by some of the more popular artists and some of the more
Yeah.
prominent figures. And when it comes down to networking and stuff, they have to realize, I mean, you do what you can. You do what you got to do to get up there. I mean, you don't humiliate yourself.
Yeah.
but
it's hard.
Yeah,
You have to know like the certain times you can post and the certain hashtags, and like you have to follow companies that might be a scam. It's all for following, and it's difficult, especially when you have like a life outside of social media and you're trying to maintain that as well, but then you have a social media life. So it's hard doing all of that and running a business, but I've been getting through it. I've been trying very hard,
Yeah,
I haven't given up yet.
and today and this day and age, you can't just have one focus. You kind of have to stretch your arms, if I say it like that, I guess. And get any lane that you can. Now, not every lane's for everybody, and I don't think everybody should do everything, but it's hard to just say that one thing speaks to you nowadays. Like me myself, I do 5-6 different things, and that's just because without them there wouldn't be a lane for people like me.
Yeah.
So I completely understand, and I recognize the struggle, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that as well. When everybody wants to do what you're doing, it is not easy to do it.
No, it's very hard, and like people are just like, oh, you run a business and you got all this extra money, and I'm like, no. I don't have this extra money, I don't have this extra time, like, because I work a full-time job as well, so I have to like crunch in all this time, and I have different relationships now because I can't like focus on things. Like I only have like friends, and like friends I talk to rarely. I don't really go out and be social because I have to maintain this social media presence and my business presence and my plants and working all the time. So that's where I'm struggling the most in running a business, and that's why I want people to know, like, it's not something easy you just spend money on. It's something you have to think about, and you also have to take risks too, running a business.
Yeah, and you have to invest. Most of the money
Yes.
that comes into the business is just reinvested, poured right back in. Any profit, if you want to see a bigger profit, also has to go back in. So it hemorrhages for a while, and it takes a certain type of person to be able to muscle through that period of just growth and building.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, like, they say they're for local businesses and stuff like that, and they say they'll support you, and they really don't. That's one of the hardest things I've had to learn too. Because like I'm trying to be legit customers. I can't be legit. I can't make money off of it. So like, it's sad when people are like, oh, I'll do this, and I never do. Or they expect free things like handouts and stuff, and I'm like, no, I don't get handouts on my business. It takes time and money. My own, have anybody else to do it. I have to do it.
Exactly. And I've noticed people even come to me like, hey, I want to get in on this. I want to do this. I want to be a part of this. And then when it comes down to it, the work ethic's not there, or they're like, oh, well, I didn't realize it was going to be all of this work. Well, that's why it comes down to, there's, like I said previously, there's a certain breed. Not everybody can do this. This is not for the mentally weak. But moving on.
It's like I'm working two jobs.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, it's like I'm working two jobs. Basically, that's what I was trying to say. Because that's how much time I put into my business. It's like a full-time job on like hours that I'm at my actual full-time job. And it's important to take care of your mental health while, pushing yourself hard too.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And if you don't keep that attitude, you'll end up falling
Hmm.
behind because there will be somebody that will keep that attitude.
Yes.
Okay, so on your Instagram, um, there is a picture of a little tiny plant. And what is this in?
So I grow marijuana. Um, that little plant right there
You don't
is
have to be shy. We can talk about it.
yes, I grow marijuana. I tend to grow it and use it to make THC products. So I have two tents where I have one that's starting to get a little bit taller now. I also grow my marijuana with other herbs, and like right now I'm growing like grapes and black cherries around it, and blackberries, because the weed plant likes other plants. I have two tents where I regulate certain temperature. I feed it every other day. I make sure they're warm and cozy. I talk to them, and she gives me buds, basically.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and one thing, like, as I don't grow weed because of the state I'm in, but as a plant grower myself, it's people don't understand the feeling of companionship you get from the plants that you grow.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it's comparable to and like having a pet, an animal.
Yes. You
Like
have to give it love. If you don't, it's not going to grow correctly. You have to like check on it every day, because sometimes like I had a heater one time in there that it didn't shut off on the time it needed it to, and it killed one of my plants. It's a serious commitment, and all these people are just like growing all these things and not taking into account that these are things you have to do to keep a healthy, female going. um, you have to have like that time to grow. You can't just leave it alone and let it do its own thing.
it's a
Like let's say
commitment.
if you ever tried to grow like tomatoes. If you can grow tomatoes, you can probably grow weed. You have to take special care with tomatoes. Um, yeah, because they have like vines. You got to feed them a certain amount. You have to have a certain amount of good soil, and that's what people also don't understand either. Um, it's a process.
Yeah, and even coming down as far as the fertilizer in the soil's concerned, it's not just, oh, you go grab dirt. It's you have to have a
Yeah.
balance of
Yes.
nutrients and chemicals and things like
Hmm.
that to make sure you don't burn your plant, to make sure you don't overfeed your plant,
Yeah.
overwater your plant. And plants have personality. Like, if you really pay attention to them, when the sun hits them, you can see them wiggle. Like,
Yeah.
the plants get happy.
Yeah, I think a happy plants really matter too. I haven't done this, but I want to like try. I want to like play music, like a certain like my friend Mackenzie actually has a playlist, full of like weed music to make the plants happy. And I've been thinking about trying it because we're getting new sprouts that are coming up, and I want them to do really well.
Yeah, and as a musician myself, I could completely see, because everything grows on wavelengths and vibrations, and with
Yes.
the music you play gives off those waves or vibrations, and if they sync up, I mean, what can they do but grow? What happens when you put one sound with another sound that's complementary? It's louder, right?
It's a
Uh,
process, and I've learned to be patient, because sometimes there will be failures, and there's nothing you can do about it, because it's a plant. It's
yeah.
gonna do its own thing, and you either take care of it and love it like you should, or it's gonna die. And you
Sometimes
gotta
if
understand
you,
failure with plants too. You're not
sometimes you
always
can
gonna
love them
get
all you
good
want and
seeds.
they'll die anyway.
Yeah.
But okay, okay. So we discussed a little bit, or you growing a bit, and you mentioned that you make products. Can you give us a little bit more detail about those products?
So I made a avocado oil THC oil thing. And I got a machine, and it helps me make the oil a little bit faster, like you would by hand, but the machine does it for me. Um, and it creates an oil that I use in soap products, and lotion products. So right now, I actually just created like a rosemary chamomile one with the THC oil and shea butter, and a soy wax. And it helps with acne and back pain, and it makes your skin like super soft, super clean. It feels really nice. Because THC is really good for your skin. So I've decided to transfer the THC into like bath bombs, oils, anything right now, that you could think, like food. I have like a butter that I'll use on toast. And with that toast, I get a little high.
Yeah.
And it also helps people. Like I try to make these products to help people. Like my aunt doesn't like to smoke. She likes the edibles. So the edibles, the butter and the oils seem to help her a little bit. And my uncle likes to smoke, so like I help them instead of them like going to people that want to like hurt them or like overprice them and stuff. I try to make products that are a little bit easier because they're both sick.
Yeah, and a lot of people will take advantage. They think that just because they're like, oh, well, it's a herbal remedy, there's still science that goes into it. It's
Yes.
not just, oh, well, we believe that this happens, that's why it happens, and people get scammed.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's nice to hear from like a reputable dealer, if I can call you that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. I try to provide things for people, that need it. Because I want to heal people. That's what my products are supposed to be made to do, is to help people and not where they have to go to like drugs or like medicines that, harm them.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Because even as like, and I'll tell people this shamelessly, when I was growing up, I was on like Ritalin and stuff like that for ADHD and bipolarism, and it led me down a really bad path of addiction. And it wasn't until probably I was 19 or 20 that I came off of it. And what helped me get off of it was I started smoking weed really heavily. Now I don't do any, like I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't take any pills, I don't do any of that stuff anymore because I don't need it. I feel good, I feel better, I feel in control. I don't feel I don't feel the bipolarness. I don't feel, and it's just from a herb that if I don't have it, I don't feel I need it. I don't go through withdrawals and stuff like that. It feels natural. It feels as natural as it is.
Yeah. And that's what I want to do, because I'm the same way. I have PTSD, and I have really bad depression and anxiety. Before I started really smoking, like every day, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't like drive, I couldn't do anything because of how scared I was of everything. And then because of me smoking, I'm more calm, I'm more relaxed, I'm able to like handle myself a little bit more. And now I freak out like really bad. And that's what I want, like other people. I want to like educate other people and get them to understand that, marijuana isn't a drug, it's a medicine, and we should use it like a medicine.
Yeah, we're huge THC advocates here and CBD advocates. I believe that if there's a natural way to heal it, then don't use drugs if you don't have to. Some people now disclaimer, there are some things that natural herbs cannot fix. But for the things that can.
Certain things you got to go to the doctor, like lavender. Yeah, maybe a herb to help you like sleep, but if it's like really bad, you shouldn't take my advice and use oils to fix that problem.
It's not gonna fix your broken leg. Okay, so I was looking at this picture on your Instagram. I sent you a link to your Facebook, but it's part of your candle making process. I see what looks to me, and I know it's probably not this, but it looks like kind of like crushed red pepper, maybe with some melted red wax in a bowl on the stove. Tell me about this part of the candle making process.
Okay, so this product right here I did during fall. It's one of my autumn blend ones. The candle has like almonds, apple, dried apple pieces.
I bet that smells great.
Cinnamon, vanilla. Yeah, it's really good.
Like
in the picture with the wax, I double boil So what I do is I'll put a pot in a boiling pot, and I put all my herbs, oils, everything, and the wax together. Um, and I let it like simmer for a bit and cook, and really put my attention in there. I mean, this one doesn't really have an attention because it's more like a seasonal thing where, you know, you use it for the seasonal time, like my other ones. But yeah, this is what it looks like when it's poured in the jar, which would probably be like one of these.
Oh, hold on. Let me switch back and let you show that. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Go ahead and show it.
Yeah. All right. So it's going to be this size. That's what that size on the picture is.
Okay.
And yeah, I basically like cook it like you would cook something. You can make soap the same way too.
I was like, you can melt down chocolate and make fondue and stuff like that.
Yes, that's literally the same way. How they do it.
I'm a fat ass. I'll put as much stuff related to food as I can.
I actually got I went to Hobby Lobby the other day and got like an automatic one that does it. So I can just like get it to heat up on its own. I don't have to sit there and watch it. And then when it like a certain amount of time comes through, I go and check on it, and like I hit a switch and it drains out into the mold already for me. And the wick's already there, and it's just sitting there, and it's like temperature and everything. And I got it for a really good price. And this is what it made, these little tall candles, the solid color ones.
Okay, it's like a Keurig for your wax.
Basically, cool. I was like, this is like a coffee maker.
Hell yeah.
You just pour the wax and the dye and the oil in there, and it does it for you.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I see that you got some pretty nice stuff going on here.
Yes. It's really like really making my hobbies into a reality, you know, things that I didn't think I would ever do. I started doing. Just, you know, instead of being like depressed and sad and stuff, I'm trying to like change things and try to make things better and look better and just be better. And by doing that, I take all my stress and stuff, and you know, I let it out, and I just go in and make my candles and my oils and all my stuff. And it's been really helping me. Having hobbies is very important.
Yes, for sure. It gives you somewhere to focus all that energy. Yes. And really something to spend your time on. Our time here. Okay. So we did great here. Finally, I'd like to wrap up by asking what advice you have for other people that are interested in getting into, well, any of these lines. We've discussed a couple, but into any of these lines of work, and that might want to do something similar or just express themselves in these ways.
I want people to like understand that starting a business is really not easy, and that if you're gonna do it, you have to take the risk. You have to throw yourself out there. You can't wait around for it. You can't wait for it to come along. You have to do that risk. You have to be willing to make sacrifices on your own person to be able to provide, you know, the time to make candles, the time to grow weed or be in a model. You also have to make sure your mental health's good, you know. That's like one of the top things like I work on myself is the mental health. Without mental health, I probably wouldn't have been able to do any of the stuff I'm doing today. So that's something that needs to be taken care of. Making sure you are focusing on something healthy. That's also a big one. You have to make sure you're being healthy when you're taking the time to do this, because if you're not eating, you're not going to put that full power and strength into your business or your hobby. And people really need to think about it before they take that big risk, because you can't play around. You're taking in people's money, you're taking people's time, and you can't just take their money and, you know, not make products at it. You have to be aware of other people's time as well. Like, I think the fact that I do like customer service is a big thing. You know, these people are customers. You have to treat them with respect. And if they don't treat you with respect, you don't have to make candles, you know, you don't have to make their product. You should show yourself that you have enough respect to back up, like, not, you know, providing something for a customer. You have to be willing to make these sacrifices, and it's not something for the weak-hearted, you know. It's something that strong people have to do if they want this, you know, if they really want to make money, or if they want to have this following, they have to put in the work to do it.
Okay, excellent. I couldn't have said it better myself. Is there anyone that you think would enjoy coming to the show next? You know, we welcome anybody, all kinds.
There's this female rapper of Richmond that I've met a couple times. I think she's very good, and I think she has potential. Her name's Jada. I don't really have her Instagram stuff pulled up, but I can, send you the link. And I think people should get to know her as well, because she is, an up and coming artist who has, the same mindset as in healing and positivity. And I think people, should support all these local artists that are around each other. Like, she makes music, I'm gonna support her. I know a couple other friends that have businesses like glass blowers and other witches and stuff. And showing the support really helps people. Like, people can't do things without the support of other people, and that's very important, and I want to give my support to her.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Well, that's about all the time we have, but we have, in my opinion, had an excellent interview today. It was good. It was good talking to you, and I definitely learned a lot today. I was a little familiar with witchcraft and stuff before, but I definitely learned a few new things today. And go ahead and like plug your socials. I forgot to give you a plug in the middle, so go ahead and plug all your stuff. Just tell everybody what your social.
Okay. So Instagram is Taysgreenlife. That's Tay, and the Taysgreenlife. It's on Instagram. That's also my website name and my Facebook page. If you need more information, go to you obviously, and or my Facebook page, which is Taylor Kimberly Moody. I'm down for any questions anybody have. Taysgreenlife is what it is.
Okay, and what I'll do is when this goes up, so everybody who's watching, when this goes up, I'll post all of your links. I believe you sent me to them, and Kenzie sent me your links as well. So I'll post all your links in the description of the video when it's posted on YouTube.
Okay,
so
cool.
Anybody who's watching after this airs, go down below, and the links are down there. I don't believe you have a YouTube, do you?
No, that is something I'm gonna have to create very soon, obviously. So I can be able, to get the following and to view this video.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna post your Instagrams, your website. I'm gonna put all your links in the description. So,
Okay.
don't feel pressured to make any new social medias. I know it's tough already. Everybody, like I said, anybody watching after, go follow Taysgreenlife. For all your spiritual, metaphysical, and if you want to see a pretty face as a model. So thank you so much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
And I hope to get a longer interview with you in the future.
Yes, hope so soon. I hope you have a great day.
All right, thank you for watching, everybody. Say goodbye to the people, Tay.
Bye. Check me out. Bye.
See you guys later.